Hello, and thank you for joining me today. This is a podcast with purpose. This will be an easy listen, a simple, feel-good conversation to help you discover your true self and live your life on purpose. I am your host, Peggy Romero, and it is my heart's desire to walk with you and share with you raw and authentic coaching and stories. I have years of experience, so I've got lots of stories. Wasting no more time, let's get started. Hi, and thanks so much for joining me today. I am very grateful that you're here. So this is an exciting week. It's Valentine's Day this week, Wednesday. I love, and I love Valentine's Day. So I thought that it would be really fun to start a challenge on Valentine's Day. I'm challenging you to nurture yourself, to love yourself. I'm challenging you to live 30 days on purpose. And this is your purpose. You get to decide what you want to do. It's not up to anybody else to decide for you. You know, I think lots of us don't practice self-love. Personally, I was completely uncomfortable with the whole idea. I couldn't even really fathom the thought that I loved myself. I wasn't comfortable saying that I loved myself. So it took some work to get there. I'm not talking about being a narcissist or putting yourself ahead of everyone. I'm not talking about people who only care about themselves and what serves them. I'm talking about natural self-love. I think that we have this perception in our society of loving ourselves that it's not right. I mean, we're supposed to put other people in front of us all the time, right? And that's really true in lots of cases, putting other people ahead, thinking about what other people need. We certainly have to do it when we have kids. I mean, if you have kids, they're completely relying on you, so that's a no-brainer. But it happens other times too. We can't always just do what we want to do because we all need each other. So we have to step out and do things for other people. I'm not talking about giving up any of that stuff. But when you do that for other people, you also have to take time for yourself. It doesn't mean that you're not important. It doesn't mean that loving you and nurturing yourself is wrong. We don't have to give up on ourselves in order to be a good person and in order to be a functioning and healthy member of society. I mean, that's just not right. But many of us get so used to living our lives for somebody else first, like for our spouse or significant other, for our families, our kids, even our jobs end up taking the place of ourselves and what's important. People skip, praying or connection to God or forgetting all about the Holy Spirit because they're so wrapped up in taking care of everything else. Lots of people get so caught up in helping other people that they don't even know how to say no anymore. For years, I was very active in my church in Portland, and I really did care about the community. I was in charge of outreach. Lots of times I worked in membership, and I said yes to everything. And I really got burned out. At the same time, I was a single parent. I was working full-time. Lots of that time, I was even a full-time student as well, working on my bachelor's degree. I would just immediately say yes to whatever it was that was needed because I wanted it to be done so bad. And then later on, I'd be at home trying to finagle everything, figure out somehow, some way that I was going to fit this into my schedule. We have to learn how to say no sometimes, guys. We have to put ourselves first sometimes. We don't need to live under the constant stress and constant barrage of needs and, the sky is falling, right? Not only do you have to be able to say no, you have to be okay when you do say no. The world's not going to fall apart without us, right? I promise you. If you say no, it's going to be okay. And then we can't let other people guilt us either. You're not a selfish person for taking care of yourself. There's two different ways of being selfish. One is selfish with a capital S, where you have to take care of you. You have to be number one, like putting on your oxygen mask before you can put it on somebody else. I think that you're very smart for taking care of yourself. And this is why we're kicking off the Heart 30 Challenge. This is 30 days of committing to yourself, putting yourself first in just a few little areas of your life so that you can see that you can make time for yourself. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. You'll see that you'll feel better about you and about your life and about how you're feeling if you make time for yourself. And like I said before, you'll also see that everything will still be okay in your world if you make time for yourself. I'm super excited because I think that this is easy to do because of the way it's being set up. All you have to do is make 5 commitments to yourself. Simple components that are a part of your everyday life. So we're just going to focus on them and tweak them a little bit, doing them on purpose. How's your sleep? Water, self-care, diet, and exercise. That's it, guys. The thing that I think is so awesome about this is that we sleep every single day, right? So number 1, sleep. Are you a person who gets a great night's sleep every night and goes to bed on time and gets up refreshed and ready to go? If you're not, here's the opportunity to make a little tweak. You're probably already aware of what you need to do. You at least have an idea of something that could maybe help you sleep better. I mean, do you go to bed too late and have to hit your snooze alarm in the morning? Do you fall asleep watching TV or just pass out as soon as you sit down? Or do you go to bed on time? Is there a plan? Or do you have so much screen time right before you go to bed that your mind is racing and all that blue light and all that stuff that they talk about, that you're not even able to relax? And so then that ends up making it hard to sleep once you do get in bed. I mean, what is the one thing that you can commit to that will help you have a better night's sleep? Just try that. Try it for a week or try it for at least 5 days. Try it for 7 days. And then if that doesn't work, tweak it into something else. But for these 30 days, make figuring out how to get 7 hours of sleep a night doable for you. If you could possibly make that the goal, that's a great goal because all the research is showing that we need at least 7 hours of sleep a night. If you are getting enough sleep but you're not refreshed, then what do you need to do to change that? Maybe just relaxing ahead of time before you go to bed. Help your nervous system settle down so that you can be in the green zone, operating calmly and peacefully so that you can recuperate and wake up refreshed. I have lots of ideas on my website. I wrote a blog post about that, and I've got some other comments in there about sleep, so check it out. Next up is water. Are you drinking enough water? Because our bodies really need water. Plain old water is best. If you're not drinking much, promise yourself to drink some every day. I would suggest that you replace sugary drinks with plain old water if possible, or water with those flavor drops in them. It's really good. But if you can get rid of some of the stuff that you're not supposed to drink and replace it with water, like at least half of them, if that's something that you do. For those of you who are not drinking enough liquids at all, commit to yourself to drink at least 4 glasses a day. We need a minimum of 8, but I don't want to overwhelm you. If you're not drinking anything, maybe you can start with 2 glasses a day, then boost it up to 4 glasses. Challenge yourself that by the end of the 30 days that you're drinking 8 glasses. I mean, wouldn't you be so proud of yourself? Water is so important. I've got a ton of information about this on my website too, so just go check it out. Okay, next up, self-care. This could also be called personal development, but for people who don't really know that they want to work on themselves, I don't want to scare anybody off. Challenge yourself to become a better version of you, no matter what that looks like. I'd like to encourage you to read a nonfiction book for 10 to 15 minutes a day, or even 30 if you have the time. If you're not into that, start listening to a podcast that talks about a subject matter that you care about. Maybe it's sleep. Maybe it's on the importance of diet or exercise or, getting closer to God. Whatever it is that you want to work on, but make it nonfiction. Make it something that you're learning. There's lots of suggestions on my website about self-care. Most of them are, easy to do things because they're fun and relaxing. Go to the spa or do a spa day. Take a hot bath. Pick anything that you want, but do it for a minimum of 10 minutes a day. I'd love for you to spend 30 if you can. You could listen to a podcast and take a nice hot bath, or listen to a podcast and do a, super soft mask on your face or something like that. But remember, you're also trying to make sure you get enough sleep, so don't sacrifice your sleep for these 30 minutes. You got to work it all in. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can only do 10, only do 10. But if you can, try and do it for 30. But do it for 30 days, no matter what. Okay, now we come to diet. And I'm not suggesting that you go on a diet. If you want to, that'd be great. If there's a certain diet that you've been thinking about trying, now's the time to try it. I mean, there's a million of them out there, so as long as it's healthy, go for it. But you don't have to. This diet component could just be cutting out junk food or not eating bread anymore. Like I said before, let go of those large sugary coffee drinks that you're drinking every afternoon. I mean, maybe they're stopping you from sleeping at night, or maybe it's too many calories for you, or too much sugar for you, or maybe it's too expensive for your budget. Whatever the reason, just cut it out. And then you can replace it with water if you want to, or just stop, because what we're trying to do is have a healthier diet. So I love the idea of not eating anything after dinner. That's a perfect one for me. Like, that's just one simple thing that I can say I'm going to do for 30 days, but you get to decide what's best for you. And I encourage you to have at least one cheat meal a week. Don't go crazy doing the whole day. Make a plan and then stick to that plan, but have at least one cheat meal a week. It works really well for me. When I'm doing really well on my diet, and then I start thinking, having a pizza. Well, I'm not really a pizza person, but I start craving things, tacos or whatever. A certain food that's not on my diet. Maybe I want some ice cream or something. I can just tell myself, that's what I'm going to have on Saturday. Instead of feeling deprived, it actually gives me something to look forward to. So try that. Know that you're going to have one cheat meal a week and just decide what it is and go for it. Enjoy it. Last but not least, component number 5 is exercise. We all know, we've known for decades, we need to move our bodies, and we need to move them every day. Move it or lose it, right? So again, you do what's best for you. I have no idea where you're at, but make a promise to yourself that you can keep. Make a commitment. 30 days on purpose, remember? If you're not exercising at all, how about walking to the end of the block on day 1? If you're in better shape than that, maybe you can fit in walking 10 minutes, 20 minutes. How about going to the gym because you bought that membership on New Year's and then you haven't went to it yet? How about doing that? Or if you haven't and you've been wanting to go to the gym, find a friend and ask them to join with you. I will tell you, one thing that's worked for me very well is having an accountability partner, and especially for the gym or for walking. Taking a walk after dinner at night. I used to meet some friends at 10 to 6. We'd walk for a couple miles. They were waiting for me, so I was going to show up. I used to also, when I was young, really young, we had kids at home. We used to meet at me and my neighbor Geraldine would meet about 5:30, 6 in the morning. I don't remember what time. We did all of our stuff, but we got up early and we'd go for our walk, and then we had to get back so we'd get our kids up and out, the door for school. And that worked for us. And when I knew that she was going to be up and dressed and waiting for me, then guess what? I was up and dressed and ready every day too. And this could work for you too. When somebody's counting on you, you show up, right? So this leads me to one more thing that I want to talk to you about. I would love it if we could all get to the place in these 30 days with this Heart 30 challenge that we'd start showing up for ourselves, that we would feel so good about what we're doing that we want to keep doing it. Accountability to ourselves is actually integrity of behavior. Just do what you say you're going to do, but do it for you. So let's all start out with an accountability partner because we know it works. Well, I know it works for me for sure. But once you get on a roll, maybe you won't need an accountability partner. I still think they're good to follow through, but what my point is that we need to start doing it for ourselves. Doing small things will become habits, and it's the habits that we've made and created for our lives that shapes who we are. It shapes our life, how we look, how we feel, what we do, who our friends are. So I hope that you'll join this Heart 30 challenge on Valentine's Day. Go to my website, PeggyRomero.com. I'm on PeggyWithPurpose.com And I'm Peggy with Purpose on Facebook and Instagram. Sign up for the challenge, guys. Find an accountability partner. You probably have a friend who's been wanting to do it too. If you don't know anybody who's interested in working on themselves right now, then just email me, Peggy@PeggyRomero.com, and I will hook you up with a partner because I have other people who need accountability too. So we're going to take a picture on day 1, and then we'll take a picture on day 30. And this isn't a diet, so maybe you won't lose any weight. But I also know that you'll have a little twinkle in your eye. I know that you'll have a spring in your step. You'll feel better. And when you sign up, then I'll send you an email, and it's going to have journal pages and, fun ways of checking off your daily to-dos. So download them, print them out, and give yourself a gold star every day on your calendar that you live on purpose. When you see that streak, it creates momentum. It gets you moving step by step, further and further. With momentum, things go easier and easier. It will become natural for you to take care of yourself. Creating great habits is a wonderful way to live. I hope that you're excited to join me because I'm excited to join with you. Share this with your friends. It's doable and fun, and it's a great way to step forward into the life that you really want. Remember, guys, live every day on purpose. Love you.